All right, good day, everyone. So, today we are going to look at a topic, factorization. Okay, factorization. Okay, before we even talk about factorization, what's a factor? When we say factor, what do we mean? So, factor simply means a number that can divide another number without having any remainder. So, let's say we have 10. What are the factors of 10? What we simply mean are what are the numbers that can divide 10 without having a remainder? How to do that quickly? Just check two numbers that will multiply to give 10. Then they will also be factors. 1 times 10, 2 times 5. Alright, so this simply means the factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. What you must know is that every number is a factor of itself and 1 is a factor of every number. So 10 has 4 factors. What of 8? Factors of 8 will be 1 times 8, 2 times what? 2 times 4. So I think these are the factors. So we have 1, 2, 4, and 8. Right? So we have 4 factors of 10 and 4 factors of 8. But for factorization, we need to consider the highest common factor. So you see that the common factor, and also the highest common factor between 10 and 8 is what? Is 2, because 2 can divide 10 and 2 can also divide 8. And this is the highest number that can divide both 10 and 8. So the HCF, as we call it, is what? 2. So you must know how to look for the highest common factor of these terms before we can start our journey in factorization. So this and more is what we're going to be looking at today. So let's go straight into the business of the day. Alright, so factorization is the reverse or the opposite of what? Expansion. So just to prove that, let's say we have 2 brackets x plus y, for instance. Now, if we expand this, we're going to have 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times y is what? 2y. So this expansion, we've expanded. Now, what I'm saying is that if we factorize 2x plus 2y, we're going to get back 2 bracket x plus y. So that's what factorization is all about. Factorization, when we factorize, we get back our original expression before we expanded. So now let's factorize this. Just like I said, factorization simply means you multiply and also divide everything by the common factor, the highest common factor. Now let's do that very simple. How to do this is that we're going to check. When we consider this term here, 2x, and this one, what do they have in common? What do they have in common? So you see that there is x here, but there is no x here. So neither x nor y is a factor, but 2 is a factor because 2 is common there. So we have 2. We open a bracket. We're going to write what we have and then divide it by the common term. This is what we call factorization. So finally, this will be equal to 2 brackets. You see that this 2 is going to cancel this. What do we have there? X. This 2 will cancel this. What do you have there? Plus y. So after factorization, or rather after factorizing, you see we have what we had there before. So this is the process of factorization. Okay, so let's try another example there. What if we're given say we have 2x raised to the power 2 times y plus 6xy, and we are asked to factorize. Again, we're going to look through the terms and look for common terms, which will now be our common factor. So you see we have x. When we consider this, we have x and we also have x here. Now when we have x and x here, we're going to select the one with the lowest power. Alright, we're going to select the one with the lowest power. So we have x, we collect x. Y is here, y is also here, so we collect y. Now 2 and 6, what's the common factor between 2 and 6? Is definitely 2, so we have 2xy. Now if you don't want to do this way, you can also do the other way, but this one is going to take your time, so you just have to write 6 and what? And 2. So 2 here will give you 3, 2 here will give you 1. Nothing can divide 3 and 1 at the same time. So that's why our common factor is what? Is 2. So the easiest way to do this is just look for the common factor between the algebraic terms, and then you can solve for the numbers attached to them, or the coefficient if you would call it that way. So now we're going to now use this our common factor and divide every term. The answer we'll get is what we call factorized answer. So final answer will be 2xy, open a bracket. 2 is going to cancel to x into x squared. We have just x. Y is going to what? Do away with y. Plus 2 into 6 is what? 3. Xy will cancel xy. So our factorized answer will be 2xy bracket x plus 3. So that's the answer. Alright, so we solve again. Okay, so we have s squared y squared plus bxy plus axyz. So regardless of how many terms we have, it's still the same process. So let's just divide this into 2. It's still the same process. So what do we have there? We have x, and we have x. Then this is raised to power 2, this is just raised to power 1, raised to power 1. So we just collect what? We collect x. We have y, we have y, we have y. We collect the lowest power, that's just y. B is here, but B is not common, so it's not a common factor. A is not a common factor. Z is not a common factor as well. So it's just xy. So we're going to use xy and divide all the terms. Alright, divided by xy, divided by xy, divided by xy. So final answer will be xy into, you see that x cancels x squared. What do we have? We have 1x left. Y cancel y squared. We have 1y left. So y. Xy here cancel this xy. We have b plus xy here cancel this xy. So we have a z. And that's our final answer. If you expand this expression, you're still going to have the original question. Alright, so we have 2z plus 30. Alright, so how do we do this? So you see that z is not common because there's no z there. So the common factor here is 2, because 2 can go into 2 and into 30. So we just have 2 there. So we have 2z plus 30. We divide by 2. So answer would be 2 brackets. 2 can cancel 2. We have z plus 2 into 30 is what? 15. And that's our answer. So factorization is actually very, very simple. Just follow the process and you're going to get the answer. So let's say we have 15xy plus 3s squared y squared z. So what if we wanted to factorize this one? Again, you see that we're going to solve this one faster now. So you see x is a common factor, y is a common factor. Between 15 and 3, 3 is a common factor. So we're just going to have 15xy plus 3s squared y squared and z. So we're going to divide everything by 3xy. So we have 3xy into 3 into 15 is what? 5. Xy is going to cancel xy plus 3 can cancel 3 here. So x into x squared, because this x will cancel x squared, we have just x. Y will cancel y squared. What do we have? Just y and then z. So this becomes our final answer. Alright, so what if we have another one like this? So we have a into b minus c plus d into b minus c. Of course, so this is a into b minus c plus d into b minus c. So you see that b minus c is common now. So we're still going to do the same thing. Our common factor is b minus c. Alright, so we can still open a bracket and say b minus c divided by b minus c, right? Plus d into b minus c divided by b minus c. So you see that b minus c cancels this. Our final answer is b minus c into a. B minus c will cancel b minus c, that's just d. So this is our answer, b minus c bracket a plus d. That's bracket b minus c bracket a plus b. Now, you don't necessarily have to solve this like this. Whenever you see something like this, you see b minus c, the fastest way to do that, just collect one b minus c, and then the first term here and the other term here, put them in a bracket. That's a plus d, and that's our answer. So whenever you see any question like this, any expression like this, and you're asked to factorize, just go straight to the point. So we just try another one. Say we have 2 brackets x plus y, minus 3x bracket x plus y. Again, you see the common factor here is x plus y. So our final answer is going to be x plus y, open another bracket, 2 minus 3x. This minus 3x. So that would be our answer. So factorization is easy and straightforward. All right. Let's solve the last one for today. What if I ask to factorize AB plus CD plus BC plus DA? What if I ask to factorize this? Now, we say, okay, we're still going to look for common factor, right? So we have A. So we have A in this expression, in this term there, and we have A here. But A is not common throughout, so it's not a common factor. The same thing for B, the same thing for C, the same thing for D. So no algebraic term here is common throughout the expression. So how do we simplify this one? So whenever you're simplifying something like this, you need to now do what we call grouping. You have to group first. We have to group. But sometimes even before you group, you have to do what we call regrouping. So regrouping and grouping at the same time. Because if we group this, when I mean by group, I mean selecting them as pairs. Alright? If we group this like this, you see that in the individual brackets, we still don't have any like term. Right? So that means we can't just group it the way it was given to us. We have to regroup. Regroup simply means write this thing such that there will be like, or rather common factors. So let's have AB. Alright? Or rather, let me use another color for this to make everything clear. So I have AB. So I'm using red for B. So we want to get another term in this question that has B. So definitely C is BC. So we're going to put BC together with AB. So we have plus BC. Alright? I think that's better there. Plus. So let's go with CD. So the other factor there is what? DA. Alright, so having done this, we can now group the expression. So first of all, you see we had to regroup and then we are grouping. Grouping this now on this bracket, this first bracket, second bracket, we can now factorize. You see that the common factor here is B, right? So we have B here and B here. So we just have B into AB plus BC, divided by B, just as we've been doing. Plus, the common factor here is what? D. So we have D into what? CD plus DA. Divide all by what? By D. So let's simplify. Our final answer is going to be B into B will cancel B there, so we have A plus B will cancel B there, we have C. Here D will cancel D, we have C, plus D cancels D, we have what? A. Alright, so we have another common factor, A plus C, A plus C. I hope you know A plus C is the same as C plus A, right? That's the associative property of addition. So we can simply rewrite this as B into A plus C plus d into what? A plus c, so that our final answer will be what? B plus d, A plus c, and that's the factorized form.